Good evening. This is the Finance Committee for the Town of Raleigh meeting of January 8th, 2019. We're being recorded. In case you miss anything, you can see us again. Call the meeting to order at 7:19. First item of business is just to review the accounting report for December. I know we went into it a lot of detail last week, our last meeting, but I just wanted to give you another update, just to take a look at it, see if you had any comments or anything from the last meeting.
You gonna go through the pages, or you just want us, just the comments?
Easy to eyeball because now you're looking at half.
Yeah.
Right.
You want the comments, or you want?
Why don't we just go with the comments?
Okay. I just have one to start, I guess, and I think it might be an accounting error, I'm not sure, on page 5, under the police department. See the adjustments, they have, it's $10,000, but if you look at the line to the right of it, it's only 1,000 difference. So somebody, I'm assuming that there's an error there. Well, it's police department, second line, under police department, under wages and salaries.
5113.
You get
Okay.
139, 1,399,000,
1,000,000.
whatever it is, and then they made an adjustment at town meeting for 10,000, I think it was, and so the net working budget should be 10,000 less. It's only 1,000 less. So somebody might want to just check into that. See what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but 1,399,000 minus 10,000 is 1,389,000.
Yeah.
Is it? So it is right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Just the extra one, the other one there. Because I
Yeah.
couldn't figure out why that would be there, because usually these are all generated by the computer anyway, so
Mhm.
they don't usually make that much error. Okay.
Yeah, it's
My error then.
confusing
I was just looking at the numbers.
with no commas.
The only question I had was that reply that Debbie sent to us about the 2 comments from last month.
Right.
On the town land maintenance budget, she ends it by saying, "The town accountant and I feel that this budget should be made part of the highway department expense budget. Since the highway department is responsible for the maintenance of these areas, do you know if then that's actually going to be combined and that line will be eliminated?"
I doubt it.
Okay, I mean, that's her opinion, they feel that way. but
Right.
I didn't know if it meant it's also gonna be combined now.
You'll also notice there are some accounts in there, like under the selectmen, fourth from the bottom, 122, 5700, Old Nancy, page 1, okay, for $200. That's been there for years,
Okay,
and that will always be
Yeah,
there.
it has an account number, so they just keep it that way. Usually you do it for
Well,
accounting.
normally they will clean up
Yeah.
certain items. Sue will clean up items that have been around, and you know, we'll just take them off the books. But
okay.
there's a cannoneer that wants that on in perpetuity, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
And in response to the cemetery, the second part of that question that we had, I noticed that they paid $500 this year, which I'm not sure they can. I know you can't do it in wages, but maybe with stipends you can. But I still think that number should be 500, and then maybe the added or adjustments.
Which page are you on?
Page 8, cemetery. It's just when it says 1,000 there, it looks like that's what town meeting appropriated, because usually that's the column.
But they didn't, they appropriated 500.
500, right.
And the
So, I mean-
5,500 was left over from last year, so they
Yeah,
didn't
but
pay
I'm
up.
not so
Well, they
sure you
paid
can
it.
do that, but they did.
They
you know what
did
I
it,
mean?
so.
But my comment would be that should not say 1,000, there should say 500, and then under adjustments, you could put 500, because usually that column is left for town meetings appropriation, because if you look under the fire
Right.
department, when they took out 85,000, because they weren't hiring firefighters till January or whatever, it shows what the town appropriated, and then it shows it under adjustment 85 minus.
Mhm.
So same thing with, you know, the cemetery stipend, you would think that it would be 500, because that's what town meeting appropriated, and then add 500 for a transfer
Right.
in, you know what I'm saying? But that's accounting, I don't really care. I mean, I guess we just need to make sure that, you know, the budget this year shows the correct amount that we.
Right, there's still
supported.
500.
Yep.
Okay, anybody else?
Just one comment, just the water department is very healthy. They got 72% of their total budget still available to them, where it should be like around 52.
Yes.
So there's a lot of money there, so.
Is that because in the spring they'll be doing a lot of work,
No, I
like
just think
street
it's
work or
a lot of it is
pipelines?
salaries. I mean, that's the biggest amount, but they still have like that dehumidification that they haven't spent yet. I mean, it was 183,000, they haven't spent any of that yet. DEP survey, they haven't spent 162,000, so, you know, I just hope that, you know, when they do their budget, that they, you know, they look at, you know, how healthy they are, and, you know, the surplus keeps on
Right.
going into the surplus of the water department, so. But they're, you know, they're, I haven't followed the water department to see what they're doing, because we don't have a representative anymore to the water
No.
department, so I haven't kept up as to what's going on there, but.
If anybody wants to attend water department meetings.
No, man.
That's kind of conflict of interest for me. I'll stay away from that.
Yeah.
My
Maybe-
son is chairman of the water board.
Oh, is that right?
So,
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just because you use water is not a good excuse. Okay, anything else? Let's move on to number 3, reviewed December 4th minutes.
make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and seconded. Any discussion on the minutes?
No, they looked fine to me.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved as written. Number 4, the library revolving fund. And I think we have in our packets the bylaw for the revolving fund, the appropriation sheet that was done at the annual town meeting, and a letter from Pam requesting the change from 2,500 to 5,000. And basically what that is that revolving fund is used for paying the copier, maintenance, and several other items. And evidently they're making a lot of money on the copying and faxing and stuff like that, so they need to raise their balance.
Did I read it right that they actually bought a new machine, a new copier?
Yes,
So I mean,
to
that's
replace
sort of a
both
cap.
the color and black and white laser printers,
Yeah,
and then purchase cartridges to go with them.
is that sort of a
Well-
capital expense, or?
The replacement, I don't know whether they necessarily bought it or they're leasing it type of a thing. Okay, obviously the toner cartridges would be
Yeah,
a
the supplies,
purchase.
yeah.
But I would think most all of the large copiers are not ours. They're leased under some maintenance contract.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, a machine like that is a couple of grand. And
So is this a one-time charge type of thing, or is this something that?
no, this would go permanently in as far as the next town meeting. The revolving fund would go to 5,000.
So they couldn't have stretched it till July, I mean, until town meeting for next year's appropriation? I'm supporting it, I mean, I think it's needed, a small amount of money, but just hate to do things in the middle of the year to change revolving.
Well, but when
account.
you look at it, it's not taking money
Yeah, out of town
from
funds.
something.
Yeah,
All
it's
you're doing
what
is just
people pay to
increasing.
use the copier.
Yeah,
In other words, if it were still at the 2,500, then if they started to go over it, people couldn't use the machine anymore until, we'll say, they had a service contract or something to knock the total down. So,
but they had a balance to start.
in another, if you look at it almost like a credit limit,
Mhm.
you know, they're boosting your credit limit from 2,500 to $5,000.
And even if we up it to 5,000, if they don't have it, they can't spend it.
Yeah.
Right.
But they had a starting balance of $1,000 if you look on that second page there. So
Yeah.
they had money.
Left from the year
Yeah,
before.
and the expenses only was 877.
But this year, they've gone way up. They've already
Yeah.
spent
Yeah, $1,900 or
dollars
whatever,
already,
yeah.
already this year.
5,000's that much, though, really, comes out to, $416 a month. If you know, for expenses, is that much for a library to?
And as I said,
Well, that's not that much money, really.
and they won't spend it if they don't have it.
No, it's, somebody wrote that it was approved by the Board of Selectmen, so
Yes,
as
that
far
was,
as
that
we
was
go,
last night.
It takes
Right.
both.
it does not take.
It takes both.
Right, if you look at
Takes
the
us to,
bylaw.
right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
Board of
won't-
Selectmen and the Finance Committee.
Yeah, both have to
Okay.
approve it.
All right.
And they approved it last night with very little discussion,
Okay.
so.
I'll make a motion that we approve it.
I second it.
Okay. Is there any other discussion on the revolving fund? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, the fund, revolving fund increase to 5,000 is approved. Okay. Item 5, next meeting date.
When are the budget's gonna start flowing in? About the 1st of February? The review.
I don't know if the selectmen have sent the budget information out yet or not.
Yeah, I don't think they have.
When's the next, Triton, district communication meeting, when's the next one?
The district communications
Yeah.
meeting, I think it's the 31st. There's a meeting tomorrow night.
31st of January, right?
Yes, 31st. That's at, I think, 6 PM at
Newbury.
Newbury. Now, why don't we,
Second Tuesday in
the
February?
12th of February? How does that sound for everybody?
Abraham Lincoln's
Is,
birthday.
Okay,
February, what is it, 12?
12 February,
12.
At 7:15.
7:15 for the next meeting. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine.
All
Now,
right.
do you think we're gonna be doing more meetings in February? Not that we have to set them, but when do we start doing
When the budgets come in, and we don't know yet when they're coming.
Right.
that, so we won't need to meet anytime before those, come before?
I
those?
don't think
Unless
so.
there's an emergency that comes up and needs a transfer.
Yeah. Since they haven't released any of the budget guidelines as yet, I don't expect anything before then. But probably towards the end of February and in March and April is when, we'll
We
be
go
meeting.
crazy.
When Pine Grove had that little roof fire, there wasn't that much damage, right? It was,
No, it went out right away.
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago.
yeah.
What was the cause of that? Was it like welding?
It was welding on the roof,
Something,
yeah.
yeah.
There were
Some
welding
insulation.
and some insulation caught
Caught,
fire
okay.
from one of the sparks. Okay, anything else? All right, let's have a motion
Motion that
to,
we adjourn?
Second.
Quick one.
Okay, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we are officially adjourned. Thank you.
Short.